Hello everyone, welcome. Let me start with a question. How many times today have you felt overwhelmed by stress, frustration, or anger? It's a feeling most of us are all too familiar with, right? Life has a way of throwing challenges at us, whether it's the endless responsibilities at work, the pressure of maintaining relationships, or the noise of worries that never seem to stop. These emotions, no matter how hard we try to avoid them, are part of the human experience. They can feel like storms that we can't control, raging in our minds and hearts. But what if I told you there's a powerful solution to help us find calm in the middle of these emotional storms? A solution that has been passed down for thousands of years, tested and refined by millions, offering a roadmap for how to take control of our emotions and live in peace, regardless of the chaos that surrounds us. This solution is Buddhism. Now, I know that some of you might be wondering, what does Buddhism have to do with my stress and emotions? Let me tell you, it has everything to do with it. Buddhism isn't just about meditation or chanting, it's a profound, practical system of wisdom that guides us to understand and master our emotions. In fact, Buddhist teachings provide some of the most effective tools for managing our inner world. Whether you're facing anger, stress, anxiety, or frustration, Buddhism offers clear steps to help us transform those emotions, so they no longer control us. Imagine a life where your emotions don't take over every aspect of your day. Where you're not constantly reacting to the pressure, but rather responding with calm and clarity. That's not some distant dream, it's a reality that Buddhism can help you achieve. In today's video, we're going to explore exactly how Buddhist teachings can guide us to manage and even transcend the negative emotions that often dictate our lives. You'll discover specific methods and practices that will allow you to pause, breathe, and choose your emotional responses instead of being swept away by them. This isn't some abstract philosophy. It's real, practical advice that you can apply to your life today. We'll dive into mindfulness, meditation, and the core Buddhist concept of equanimity, the ability to remain calm and balanced, no matter what life throws at you. Whether you're stuck in traffic, dealing with a difficult boss, or facing a personal crisis, these teachings can help you cultivate inner peace and emotional resilience. So, I want you to stay with me for the rest of this video. By the time we're done, you'll have a new set of tools to not just survive the stress of daily life but to thrive in the face of it. You'll learn how to transform frustration into patience, anger into understanding, and stress into serenity. This journey toward mastering our emotions doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, it's simpler than you might think, and it begins with a shift in how we see ourselves and the world around us. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why Buddhism has stood the test of time as a powerful method for emotional control. You'll see that peace isn't something you have to wait for. It's something you can tap into right now, right where you are. So, if you've ever struggled with keeping your cool, or if you've felt like you've lost control over your emotions, know this: there's hope, and it's closer than you think. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll walk away with the tools to face life's challenges with calm and clarity. Stay tuned, because this journey into Buddhist wisdom is going to change how you see and handle your emotions forever. Let's begin. So, let's dive deeper. What exactly does Buddhism offer when it comes to controlling our emotions and maintaining calm in the face of life's challenges? The first and perhaps the most essential teaching that Buddhism provides is mindfulness. Now, before you dismiss this as just another trendy buzzword, take a moment to really consider what mindfulness means and why it's such a powerful tool for emotional regulation. Mindfulness, in its simplest and most profound form, is the practice of being fully present in the here and now. It sounds so simple, right? But think about it: how often do you find yourself lost in thoughts about what happened yesterday or worrying about what's coming tomorrow? Maybe you've had a tough day at work, and you can't stop replaying that conversation in your head, or perhaps you're anxious about an upcoming event, stressing over every little detail that's out of your control. This is where mindfulness comes in. Buddhism teaches that these distractions, the constant mental chatter about the past and future, are the root of much of our emotional suffering. It's easy to get caught up in those thoughts, to let them dictate how we feel, but this is exactly where mindfulness can change the game. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to train ourselves to focus on the present moment. We stop letting our thoughts and emotions run wild and instead bring our attention to what's happening right now. And here's the key: this act of focusing on the present moment creates an incredible shift. Instead of allowing ourselves to be swept away by negative emotions, we start to notice them as they arise. Imagine this: you're feeling angry or frustrated, but instead of immediately reacting, you pause for a moment. You observe the emotion, without judgment, and you let it pass through you. This simple act of awareness gives you control over your emotions instead of them controlling you. Now, mindfulness isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending we don't feel what we feel. It's about acknowledging our emotions without getting caught up in them. It's like standing on the shore of a river, watching the water flow by, but not jumping into the current. You observe, you breathe, and you allow the emotions to come and go naturally. This approach is incredibly powerful because it allows us to experience emotions without being swept away by them. It's like taking a step back and creating some space between our feelings and our reactions. And that's where the real power lies. When we create that space, we gain the ability to choose how we respond. Instead of reacting impulsively, letting anger or frustration dictate our behavior, we can consciously decide how to act. This means we can approach difficult situations with a sense of calm, clarity, and understanding, rather than being driven by our immediate emotional reactions. You might be wondering, but how do we actually do this in real life? It's simple, yet requires consistent practice. The key is developing a daily mindfulness practice. This could be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath, or pausing throughout the day to check in with your emotions and bring your attention back to the present moment. As you begin to practice mindfulness, you'll notice that your ability to stay calm and centered in difficult situations improves. You'll stop reacting in the same way, and instead, you'll respond with more awareness, more control, and more peace. Buddhism also emphasizes that this awareness isn't just about observing emotions, it's about understanding them. When we become more mindful, we start to understand the true nature of our emotions. We realize that emotions aren't permanent. They are fleeting, and they come and go like waves in the ocean. When we recognize that, we stop holding on to them, and they lose their power over us. This is one of the most profound insights Buddhism offers, that emotions, no matter how intense they may feel in the moment, are not our identity. We are not our anger, our stress, or our frustration. We are the observer, the one who can choose how to respond to them. By practicing mindfulness, we create a new relationship with our emotions. Instead of trying to push them away or avoid them, we embrace them with compassion and understanding. And in doing so, we transform our emotional experience from one of suffering to one of peace. Imagine a life where you're no longer at the mercy of your emotions. A life where you can face stressful situations with a sense of calm and clarity, no matter how chaotic the world around you may be. That's the gift mindfulness offers. It's not a quick fix, but with consistent practice, it becomes a tool that transforms the way you experience the world and the way you respond to everything life throws at you. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or emotional, take a moment to breathe. Pause, check in with yourself, and practice mindfulness. It's in those moments that the real transformation happens. And remember, you don't have to do this perfectly. The goal isn't to eliminate emotions or suppress them, but to give yourself the space to respond with calm and clarity. In the end, it's not about controlling your emotions, it's about learning to live with them in a way that supports your peace of mind, rather than detracting from it. This is the essence of Buddhist emotional regulation. It's not about escaping emotions, but about transforming them. And through mindfulness, we can start to change how we interact with our inner world, bringing peace, calm, and balance into our lives. So, as we continue this journey, keep in mind that mindfulness is just the beginning. In the next section, we'll explore how Buddhist teachings go even further to help us maintain emotional balance, no matter what life throws at us. Now, let's dive into some practical Buddhist tools that you can use right away to calm your mind and bring peace into your life. These tools are simple but powerful, and they can make a real difference in how you navigate the stresses of daily living. The first tool I want to introduce is meditation. Now, I know when most people think of meditation, they picture sitting in complete silence for hours. But that's not the case. Meditation is more about training your mind to focus, to be present, and to let go of the constant stream of thoughts that pull you in different directions. A great starting point is focusing on your breath. Feel the air as it enters and leaves your body. Breathe in slowly, deeply, and then breathe out. Just focus on that cycle. Each breath is a reminder that you can always come back to the present moment. No matter how busy your mind gets or how overwhelming your emotions feel, you have the power to return to your breath and ground yourself in the here and now. When you're practicing this, don't be too hard on yourself. Your mind will wander, that's natural. But when it does, simply bring your focus back to your breath. No judgment. Just gently guide your attention back, over and over again. This process, though simple, is incredibly powerful. It helps you regain control over your thoughts and emotions, and with time, you'll notice how much easier it becomes to stay calm and centered, no matter what's going on around you. Another incredibly powerful tool in the Buddhist tradition is loving-kindness meditation, also known as metta. This practice involves silently sending well wishes to yourself and others. It may sound simple, but its impact can be profound. You start by wishing peace and well-being for yourself, repeating a simple phrase like, "May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease." Then, you gradually expand that wish to others. Start with loved ones, move on to friends, acquaintances, and even people you find challenging. You'll begin to notice that as you cultivate loving kindness, your heart opens up. The negative emotions that often keep you stuck in anger, resentment, or frustration begin to fade. Instead, you develop compassion and understanding, not just for others, but for yourself as well. At first, this practice might feel difficult, especially when you're dealing with people or situations that trigger negative emotions. It's completely normal to feel resistance. But as you continue practicing loving kindness, you'll start to experience a shift. Instead of reacting with anger or bitterness, you'll find yourself responding with empathy and patience. You'll begin to see others through a lens of compassion, rather than judgment, and that shift can bring a deep sense of peace to your life. But let's be clear, this isn't a quick fix. It's not something you can master overnight. The key to both meditation and loving kindness is consistency. Just like training a muscle, the more you practice, the stronger your ability to stay calm and centered becomes. It takes time, but the rewards are worth it. Over time, you'll find that your emotional reactions become less intense. You'll be able to step back from situations, observe them without immediately reacting, and choose your response with more awareness and intention. This is the essence of emotional control. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about learning how to respond to them in a way that promotes peace and well-being, for yourself and for those around you. It's about understanding that you don't have to be ruled by your emotions. Instead, you can choose to rise above them. So, I encourage you to try these practices. Start with your breath, and then move on to loving kindness. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first, stick with it. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Over time, you'll see that you have the power to control your emotional responses, to transform anger into compassion, frustration into patience, and worry into peace. And when that happens, you'll be amazed at the inner calm that begins to settle into your life. Remember, the journey to emotional freedom is a process. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you practice, you're taking another step toward greater emotional balance, clarity, and peace. Keep practicing, keep returning to your breath, and keep sending out loving kindness. These small moments of mindfulness will compound and transform your life, one breath, one thought, one moment at a time. As we come to the end of this discussion, I want to leave you with something truly important. Buddhism offers us a powerful perspective on emotions. It teaches us that emotions are not something to be controlled or eliminated, but rather something to be understood and managed. Emotions are an inherent part of being human, and they are neither good nor bad. What matters most is how we relate to them. Rather than suppressing or denying our feelings, Buddhism encourages us to approach them with awareness and mindfulness. You see, emotions are like waves. They rise and they fall. Sometimes they come crashing in, overwhelming us, and other times they subside, leaving us with a sense of calm. The key to emotional peace is learning how to navigate those waves with grace. We don't need to fight our emotions, but we do need to learn how to manage them so they don't control us. And that's where mindfulness and meditation come into play. By incorporating these practices into our daily routines, we can begin to untangle the emotional knots that cause us distress. Mindfulness helps us become aware of what we are feeling in any given moment. It creates space between our emotions and our reactions. And when we practice meditation, we give ourselves the opportunity to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the present moment. This simple act of pausing can make all the difference. It allows us to create distance between ourselves and the emotional triggers that might otherwise send us into a spiral of stress or anger. Remember, the true power lies not in trying to control or suppress our emotions, but in choosing how we respond to them. Life is full of challenges, and stress and anger are natural responses. But what we have the ability to change is how we react to those emotions. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe. Observe what's happening inside you. Don't rush to react. Simply pause and redirect your focus. In that moment, you'll realize that you have a choice to step back, to reflect, and to respond with calm and clarity. It's important to understand that these small, simple steps can lead to profound changes in your emotional well-being. It's not about expecting perfection or never feeling frustrated or upset. It's about building a practice of awareness and response. Every time you pause and redirect your focus, you're training your mind to be more present, more centered, and more peaceful. So, I encourage you to take these tools with you as you go forward. Whether you're practicing meditation, breathing exercises, or simply bringing mindfulness to your day, remember that the peace you seek is already within you. It's always been there, waiting to be unlocked. You don't have to look far for it. You don't need to search outside yourself. The peace you need is already part of who you are, and it's available to you in every moment. By consistently practicing these Buddhist tools for emotional regulation and mindfulness, you'll start to notice the changes within yourself. You'll respond to stress more calmly. You'll feel less overwhelmed by life's challenges. And most importantly, you'll start to experience a deeper sense of inner peace. So, take the next step today. Start incorporating these practices into your daily life, and let the peace within you unfold naturally. This is the essence of Buddhist wisdom, understanding that peace isn't something we need to chase. It's something we need to cultivate, moment by moment. And with each breath, each step of mindfulness, we move closer to that place of inner calm and clarity. So take a deep breath, embrace the present moment, and know that the peace you seek is already waiting for you to unlock it.